A group of Trump supporters kicked off a bus tour in Florida on Sunday. Called March for Trump, the group plans to show their support for the president by traveling to 18 states, including battleground states like Georgia and Pennsylvania. One of the event organizers, Amy Kramer, said the presidential race is not over.
Regardless of what the mainstream media and the Democrats would like you to believe, it's not over. The people choose the president of the United States, not the media, and we're mad as hell about it. They have, for 4 years, they've tried to overthrow this president, and now they are trying to steal an election, and we're not going to stand for it. And so we are taken to the streets.
The group's final destination is Washington, D.C., where they plan to have a march for Trump on December 12th.
We want the people to come out and see that, the people are mad, that come stand with us and let our president know we support you, we have your back, and we're not going to let this election be stolen.
A veteran at the kickoff said having a fair election transcends political parties.
Whether you're Republican or Democrat has nothing to do with it. What has to do with it is that your vote may not have counted. We may have been stolen. This election may have been taken away.
Like many here, he thinks there should be an investigation to find out whether there was any election fraud.
I take my right to vote very seriously, and to think for 1 minute that my vote may have been absconded by cheating in the ballot machines and people behind those machines, it scares me.
A business owner from Florida is in one of the Stop the Steal rallies on Facebook. She believes she's censored.
Do we live in communist China? I know they want us to. That's what's going to happen if Biden takes over. But we're fighting for this. We're fighting for this, and we're not going to let it happen. We have a lot of people who are pissed off, and we need to stand up. Don't sit on your couch and say, oh, I wish I could do something. You can do something. I've been writing people. I've been emailing my own state legislators. The GOP of my state, I said, get out there. We're your constituents. You're the ones that have the voice in the political arena. They can't hear us. So you need to contact these people, and the more of us that do it, the more of us that build up the heat, they cannot whimper out. Because guess what? When they're up for re-election and we've got their name that they didn't do what we needed them to do to protect this country, they're voted out. Period.
Also at the kickoff is a Floridian who immigrated from China over 2 decades ago. She said she stands for Trump because she wants to deter the influence of communism in the United States.
We love America. We love Trump. So we have to stand up for this country. We want freedom. We don't want the United States to turn into China, where the government controls everything.
A veteran said this could be the last fight for a fair election.
If we don't fix it now, we will never, in the future, be able to have an honest election.
The March for Trump group plans to stop by Wilmington, North Carolina this Tuesday. Reporting by Kevin Jia and Juliet Song, NTD News.
Okay, so what's the purpose of today's event?
So we are a group of patriots that like to flag up on the weekends. We've been doing this now since August, just to show our love and support for our country, for our Constitution, for our military, and for our president. And since this sham of an election that we can't seem to get any footing with Governor Kemp or our Secretary of State, Raffensperger, we are going to rally around his neighborhood and show him that we are not going to be quiet about this, that he needs to stand up.
USA, freedom won't come back if we give it away. It's time to count the legal votes today. Let's join as one. Let me hear you say, Trump won 2020. He won 2020. Trump won 2020. He won. 4 more years. Come on, everybody, 4 more years. Come on, everybody, 4 more years. Come on, everybody, 4 more years. There will never be another USA. Freedom won't come back if we give it away. It's time to count the legal votes today. Let's join as one. Let me hear you say, Trump won 2020, Trump won. 2020, Trump won. 2020, Trump won. Keep America great. Keep America great.
But to set an example for the country and to stop the election from being certified, especially in our state, and actually acknowledge that there was fraud, not just in our state, but nationwide. But to acknowledge that there is fraud, that we do have evidence, and we have so many people fighting to expose that, and we don't feel like we're being heard. And he needs to stand up for it. For any other reason, just as to follow the Constitution and to acknowledge that it wasn't right.
We hope to get the opportunity to drive by and let him know, but more importantly, anybody who sees this or drives by and sees this tells the Republicans we don't have to sit back and take something that is very wrong.
How do we know these people are dead people? How do we know if these people didn't vote? I got 3 absentee ballots at my house that didn't belong to me. It could have been easily signed off and sent back. My point is there's so much fraudulent, and I can be an affidavit to that. So he needs to verify signatures. So many illegal votes. My friend over there got 10 ballots absentee at her house. So all these absentee ballots are being mailed out. People that don't live there are getting ballots, and they could just send it back without signature verification.
So specifically, what do you think Raffensperger should do in this situation?
I think he needs to come out and declare that the election that was held in Georgia on November 3rd should be null and void. We need to address the voter fraud, the mail-in ballots, especially for our runoff in January for our Senate seats.
He should have done an audit to find out if the signatures matched, to find out if the times were right. That would have shown a huge difference. And I believe the law cases that are coming up are going to be able to indicate that to the people.
He needs to get a special session in, get legislature to extend the residency to vote in Georgia. Now it's 30 days, and we recommend him changing that to 90 days. So other people from other states don't just come over here, register to vote for our runoff, and then leave. Also, we are requesting that he do signature verifications on all these recounts of the ballots. It's useless if you're recounting the same fraudulent ballots. The only way to verify it is with signature verification, and that's what he needs to do.
Moving forward, we're going to have these same issues, and the government is getting too big. And the Patriots, we're ready to take our country back, and we're standing up and showing that we are important, that we are heard. We elected him to get in office. And we also know, I have been born and raised in Snellville, Georgia. My state is a red state, and I know, I've seen the research. I'm an affiant in the affidavits that were filed with Linwood. My state is a red state. And with organizing all of these rallies, I know for a fact that Georgia went Trump, and that needs to be addressed and flipped, in my opinion.
The vote that we have in this country is the most important thing that we have. Nothing is better than that. So to steal it is a slap in the face for all Americans, not just Republicans and Democrats. This is a stealing of something that is nature to our living.
Truth, transparency, verification. We win the election, and we will win it honorably, and law and justice is on our side.
This isn't between Republicans and Democrats. I'm actually working with Bernie supporters, Democrats that are principled. I'm working with libertarians, people of all Republican stripes as well. Anybody who's concerned with the integrity of this election, we're all coming together, and we realize that this election was not run in a fair and transparent manner at all. But in this case, it was systemic. It was not just here in the state of Michigan. It occurred in Pennsylvania. It occurred in Arizona, Wisconsin, Georgia, even Virginia, North Carolina, all across the board. We've seen it in all the battleground states. This was a concerted effort, and we've got military intelligence that indicates exactly how it was done. And as a poll challenger, when I observed that the Detroit AV County Board was connected to the internet, the implications of that are that other people, you could be in the middle of Tehran, you could be in Beijing, you could be in a shack in the middle of Antarctica. As long as you're connected to the internet, you can influence the outcome of this election. And we can't let that stand. People deal. This is not just Republican versus Democrat. And this isn't just about what the future of America is. You know, I mean, this future of America and how we move forward also impacts freedom of the rest of the people in this world. So this is a big deal. Not just for the people of Michigan, not just for the people of America, but for the entire world.
I know people who voted for Joe Biden who are still looking for justice. Democrats, and we want a fair and just election, and we should be praying for justice. We should be signing petitions. We should be telling our lawmakers and our congressional members that we want a fair election. We want to know what happened here. And if there's any validity to what the president's attorneys and these independent lawyers have, we want it to come out, and we want to be able to trust that our vote does count.
Well, we need to preserve America. It's in a battle right now to maintain our liberties that we have been granted from our founding fathers. And there is a lot of pressure, both internationally from foreign countries, as well as anarchists in America. And so we need to make sure that we're vigilant and prevail.
Like I said, I had to be here today. I had other things to do, but this was more important for me because this affects not only me, but generations to come after this. And I love this country. I believe in capitalism. And the socialism that I see coming about scares me. I know other countries and other people that have come from other countries. And it's the freedoms that we have here that I want to protect and keep, not only just for myself, but for my kids and the future generations as well.
This is a biblical battle because I think this is the first time where people are really starting to wake up and realize there's something really, really wrong going on in our nation.